Look like back in the early 80s. I'm actually sitting at my desk at Westico, which was a wonderful business that Steve and I and his father Gunnar started. In fact, here you can see Gunnar and Steve and a whole bunch of our other employees getting ready for a meeting of some sort. Here's those same employees just working like a dog. That's great. We all had a good time there, or I think most of us had a good time. There's Gunnar, our token diversity person, Gloria. I think her name was Gloria. She was very nice, worked very hard. Here's I love that poster over there on the left. It was an image we used. It was actually on the front of some of the catalogs we created. We had lots of employees. I think we had 15 or 20 at the time, at the most, at one time. Sure had lots of literature. Even though we were selling software, there's a hell of a lot of paper involved. Here's, that's Mark with his hand raised. And notice there's Joanne sitting there, and I think right next to her is, maybe not, it doesn't look like Ginny. This guy, I keep thinking his name is Joel or something, but he was a real comic, real friendly guy. Worked hard, was smart, had a crazy girlfriend. That is a fact. Huh. Lots of pictures of the people there at Westico. They were something else. That's Donna, the dark-haired lady sitting next to Ginny. And it was funny. Donna had a boyfriend who sold cars, I think, but this other guy, Gary Kardashian or something like that, I think his name was. They're over on the left looking away. He had such a crush on Donna. And this other guy in the middle there, Joel, I'm calling him. Somebody said something about Gary not knowing where Donna is, or saying something, and Joel said, "Oh yeah, because he parks in her driveway." That was very funny. Look at, here's Donna, here's Gary still smelling up beside her. My God, he was outrageous. Anyway, I don't think he ever got anywhere with her. I hope he moved on eventually. Yeah, lots of shelves and literature and things. What the company did was we made software work on different computers. We had 20, 30 different computers there. And actually got the manufacturers to sell us, or to give us, one of their computers or two of their computers. And then we would, get the software we had converted over to their disk drives, usually was the problem. And then we'd create a catalog and sell the catalog to them. And then they would pack the catalog in with each computer that they sold. So then the people, when they got it, they could order up word processing software or accounting software or whatever they wanted. Front desk, there's the Westico sign. That was our type that we used. Tom Lawton worked there. He was worked pretty good. We had lots of people. We had, me and Steve and Gunnar and Jenny and Joanne. And this lady, girl really, she was about 19, 20 years old. Her parents owned a really nice restaurant in Norwalk called, on Route 7 near the Merritt, called Loaves and Fishes. I loved that restaurant. They made the best food. It was fantastic. What was her name? Laurentia or something like that. There's more people just working like everything. They had big offices. Huh. How long the company lasted from the beginning of '81 until a little bit into '85, and then it was gone. Basically went bankrupt. The thing that ruined us really was the IBM PC came out, and then many people started making PCs that were very compatible to it, and and eventually there was no need for a company like ours to perform the task of getting the programs from one disk format to another, because everybody used the same compatible disk format. And nowadays, of course, nobody cares much about the removable disk format. You have USBs that have terabytes of data on them. You know, back then we're talking about disk drives that had 320,000 bytes. You know, 500,000 bytes on a disk drive was a lot, really a lot. But yeah, a lot of these pictures you see lots of different computers in there. This guy, I can't remember his name, but he was one of the smart people that we hired, and he worked for us for a while, but eventually took off. I think he saw that the company wasn't really going to go anywhere. I don't remember this guy's name either, but he worked mostly in accounting. He wasn't a tech guy at all. Here's Steve. Looks like he's working on an IBM PC actually. Probably helping set something up for Gunner. A little bit of a kitchen there for our people. Here's Gary hanging on to Donna again. Jeez Louise. And he was just irrepressible in that respect. Huh. We had lots of steel case discs. Here's Steve having his coffee with his mustache and a calendar in the background. Very nice. I don't know who that is. There's that guy who was kind of smart. Look at that. There's a WordStar on IBM. So, you know. Of course, we had phones all over the place, and theirs, because we had to do a lot of technical support for the. There's a view out our front door. Steve in his office. You know, I don't know if you noticed, but not everyone has a computer on their desk, because that was back when people didn't know how far it was going to go. Notice she has a typewriter. And I remember telling Gunner at the beginning of that business how, you know, eventually everyone would have a computer on their desk, and he says, "Oh no, most companies are going to need one computer, but they're not everybody's going to have a computer." How wrong he was. Steve. I once cleared off Steve's desk for him, but yeah, let him tell that story. Bottled water. Here's Jenny working. She worked pretty hard for us. Eventually she was part-time. Here's Steve looking worried at a restaurant, I think, with a bottle of wine in front of him. There's a guy named Tim, worked pretty hard, nice guy. Oh, here's that poster with that image we use for the front of some of our catalogs. That's, you know, that represented software back then, that kind of diskette. Crazy. This guy was went to school in the South. He was so glad to get a job with us because his girlfriend's father said he couldn't marry her until he had a real job. So they got married. This lady, I don't know. She was okay, but not the best. Here's that accounting lady. She did such good work. And see, she had a computer. Steve created a really nice computer program for us that did we put all the orders in, and then it would generate shipping labels and the invoices and all of that. We also created a system that you could call up and run through our menu. You called a phone number through a modem, and you could run through our menu and look at the different kinds of software we had and order software. And then we would charge it to their credit card. We also were able to deliver software through a modem. This is the accounting lady. So nice. Her husband had such trouble with his back and had all these hospital things. Can't remember who this guy was. I don't think he worked for us very long. There's our printer, printing on green bar paper, ubiquitous for years and years and years, and then it just disappeared. I think he had 6 lines of text for each bar that was white or green. And there's Steve showing off the system as printing labels there on the one printer and invoices on another printer, and he was very proud of that system. It ran something called MPM, which nobody remembers, but it was a multitasking of CPM. Yeah, exasperation helps. Yep. And here's Rala probably at one of the first times she came to Westico, which is kind of where I met her.